Hi guys. Okay, baked ziti. My recipe for baked ziti. Pretty easy. Just like once the sauce is done, everything else is just so easy to make. So what I've done is I took a pound of baked ziti pasta, ranzoni, whatever's on sale or whatever, and I boiled some water. I put a little bit of salt. When I say a little bit, I mean a pinch of salt, a little bit more of salt in the water so it doesn't stick. And then I put the pasta in. So right now the pasta is cooking. That takes about 8 minutes. It'll be about, it's about 8 minutes, and then check it, because if it's al dente and you don't like it that way, you want it a little softer, check it, make sure it's done. Use a fork and just take a little bite. Then I had mozzarella. I got my 16-ounce, 1 pound block of Palio whole milk mozzarella cheese. I cut it up into slices. Okay, I have another block just in case I need more. I bought a 32-ounce Palio ricotta. Very Italian of me, but my ricotta cheese. I have my sauce that I made earlier today. I still have a lot of that left. And then I took my pan, because I'm not making a lot of baked ziti. I took my pan and I sprayed it with my olive oil cooking spray. And I wrapped it again. I like to wrap my pans with aluminum foil. So I wrapped it with the aluminum foil. I sprayed it for clean, very clean cleanup when it's all done. And then that's waiting there. So once the pasta is done, in 8 more minutes, then we can start our ziti. And that will be that. And then I'll show you the final product of my baked ziti. And then I think that's it. It's a very easy, to me, I think baked ziti is a lot easier than somebody, it's kind of like just making regular pasta. In regular pasta, you boil it and you put sauce on it. Well, this, you boil it and you just got to add a little bit more time in the oven with it, that's all, and add some cheeses. All right, so let me finish boiling this, and as soon as it's done boiling, we'll get to the next step. Let me put up your list of the recipe of what you need, and then we'll get back to it and we'll get to our final stage. All right? See you soon. So I've sliced up my mozzarella cheese. I bought a block, a Palio whole milk mozzarella cheese block. This is 1 pound, 16 ounces. So I got that, and I sliced it up. And then I have my pasta going. It boiled already, so I just put the pasta in. That'll be about 8 minutes. Check it, make sure it's soft enough. And now I'm gonna start covering my pan. And that I'm going to use is this, because for my baked ziti, I'm actually not going to make as much as I made with the chicken cutlet and stuff, because I'm also making pasta, so I don't, the party I say is big, but it might not be as big as I'm making it. I think I'm just making sure I cover the family and make sure that as long as I have enough. Every time I do this, I always make too much, and then the family has leftovers to bring home. So that's actually my favorite part too, because I like giving them leftovers to take home. I don't really want to do it where, I make the food, they eat it, it's all gone, and then there's nothing for them to take home and enjoy the next day. So for me, I like to do it this way and make extra, always to be safe. All right, so I'm gonna spray that with olive oil spray, and then I'm gonna wait for the pasta to finish, and then we'll start making our ziti. Okay, so it looks like my baked ziti is ready. So I'm turning off my heat. This is how it looks after my 8 minutes is up. It's nice and soft, kind of how I choose it. I tasted one. Here's the trick to ziti. When you strain it, I'm gonna strain it now. When you strain it, you definitely want to strain it with cold water, because you want it to be cold before you put it in the oven. More because you have to touch it with your hands. I have cold water running right now, so I'm going to strain it. Because that also separates the pasta that's stuck to the bottom. Once the water hits it, it pretty much separates it anyway. Okay. One stuck. That's okay. That was easy. All right, so now I'm going to run the cold water around it to make it not freezing cold, but definitely cold enough to where you can touch it with your hands. All right, and that's that. That should be cold enough. So now, what I'm doing is, everything's prepared, so just make sure it strains completely. I'm going to take you here to my pan so you can see my pan. All right. Now in the pan, I'm going to throw all of my lovely pasta. Okay. So throw your pasta in there. Then I'm going to take my ricotta. I'm trying to say it the way anybody would say it. Make fun of me if you wish. It's the way my mother taught me. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and my mom always said ricotta, manicot, you know, things like that. So with this, it kind of stuck. I always stuck to ricotta. So I don't really know how it's pronounced. Ricotta. I've heard it every different way there is. Again, for me, I just say ricotta because I don't want to sound too Brooklyn with the ricotta, but it's definitely a ricotta. So now I don't need to use this entire thing. I would probably use not even half, probably here, because I only used 1 pound. So this is only 1 pound. So I'm gonna just kind of throw a couple of these in. Yeah, I'm gonna cover up to I'm gonna say half a container. You're safe with it. 1 pound, half a container. You can buy a smaller container if you want. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure they're washed. Make sure they're completely washed, because now you're going to mash your hands through the pasta and make sure that all the ricotta gets into everything. You want it in every piece of pasta. Hence why I made the pasta cold, because the last thing you want to do is put your hands in some burning hot pasta. It's the last thing you want. So you want to get it in there, okay? Okay, so I just washed my hands. You have this beautiful tray of your beginning of your ziti. We're gonna go to the sauce now. You'll see the sauce is right next to you, right here. All right, I have my spoon. And you're gonna put you're gonna cover the top lightly with the sauce. You're not gonna devour it yet, you know, you're not gonna just cover it in sauce right now. It's just a little bit on a spoon for each spot. One more I'm gonna do. And now you're just gonna mix that. This time you're mixing with your spoon because it is very hot. Okay, so that's the main portion of my baked ziti. Now we're gonna put sauce on top. Okay, again, a light amount of sauce. You know, because you're going to have the extra sauce, so if anybody really, really, really wants more sauce on it, they're going to put it on themselves. Because you're going to have a whole separate container of just plain sauce on the table for everybody. So if people always want that extra sauce, you say, hey, does anybody want that extra sauce? Here it is. But right now, this is like our basic Baked Ziti. So now it's covered lightly. It's spread lightly covered. Oh, it smells so good. I love this sauce. It's like, once I make the sauce, my sauce disappears in like a day because my husband says it's the best sauce he's ever had. My son, thankfully my son loves my cooking. So that's important too. And I enjoy my cooking, to be honest with you, because I just, you know, I never really cooked my whole life, and now I'm really starting to enjoy it. Then we're going to take some, you know, I just sliced it up. Not too thin, not too, you know, whatever. Not too thick, not too thin. I just kind of sliced it up. I'm not the best at slicing my cheese, you can tell. I'm still trying to figure out what my best way of slicing up my cheese for. And I'm going to have extra cheese, which is fabulous because I love eating cheese. All right. And that's really it. That's my basic covering. Again, we're a very cheesy family, so we like lots of cheese, so I'm obviously going to add the extra cheese. If you aren't into the cheese as much, then don't add as much. You know, just make sure the bowl is, you know, make sure it's covered. All right. Now, my oven is preheated already at 350. So you're going to put this in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes or until the cheese is melted and has a slight brown color to it. I'll show you the final product as soon as it's done cooking. So, and again, if you see my other videos, I still have lots of sauce left. So I can do so many things with it. I'm definitely going to freeze some of it. And I'm definitely going to have some of it for my dinner. For everybody to use for extra sauce. So we are done with the Baked Ziti. This is my final product. See? A lot of people like to cover theirs with aluminum foil when they put it in the oven. I didn't do that because I like it browned. I like the corners crispy, and I like my my cheese browned. If you don't want that and you just want it really ooey gooey, just cover it with some aluminum foil. And it's actually going to be about 40 minutes in the oven at 350, and then take it out and it'll be all nice and cooked. The only reason why this one takes longer than, like, say, a chicken cutlet is because the chicken cutlet would be completely cooked. Everything's cooked and you're just heating it up. Whereas with this, you have cheese that needs to melt, but you also have ricotta that needs to pretty much cook too. So here we go, Baked Ziti, and I will show you the end result when it's all eaten. I'll try to, you know, videotape everybody eating it too and enjoying it.